Go ahead, H.
Welcome back to Haley's
Wait. What are you supposed to do?
way into the countdown.
You count to five
Oh,
and then start it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Haley's Weekly News. Please love, like, and subscribe and comment.
What's up, H.E.? So I thought when we were going over it, remember your count needs to be silent, not out loud.
Oh, okay.
That's only for editing.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. We're good. We made it. How was your week?
Pretty good. We've been busy the last few weeks at the school and at the turn because we're getting new kids
Oh,
at the preschool and at the turn.
yeah.
Well, the school ones, they might not be new, but they're kind of new to me because they go from the baby part to the preschool part. So they're
And
kind of
because you don't pay attention?
no,
Oh.
because I don't go to the baby part hardly at all.
Oh.
And
Because you're too rough? Or
no, I just never go over there.
oh.
That's not my
Are you
routine.
allowed?
Yes, but that's not my routine spot.
Oh. Speak up.
That's not my number routine spot.
Mm.
And at the turn, we're getting new kids for therapy, but sometimes they only come certain days.
Mm.
Like Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, somewhere around there.
You.
Yeah.
You only go certain days.
Yes.
Do the other therapists at Turn, do they give you a hard time about only working 2 days a week?
Sometimes. Not all the time. It kind of depends if they're very, very busy.
Mm.
And they give me a hard time. I just give them a hard time back.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, we're coming off pretty crazy week. But it's getting warmer, which is nice. It hasn't been as windy,
No.
just a little bit, which is okay. We can do with a little bit. So things are turning around. Things are greening up. Starting to look good around here.
Yes. This weekend's supposed to be a little colder.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad your week's going good. Are you excited that you get to stay with us again?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Touch your phone. Oh, great. Kidding. So before we jump into this, just HE and I today, we were hoping to have something else lined up, but it fell through, and that's okay because we adjust, and it's going to be a fun show. Don't forget to check out Haley'sWeeklyNews.com. We post we try to keep up. Most weeks we're on top of it. We keep every video that we've made, every show, plus some written articles that are on there, and I'm working on one right now that should be finalized tonight and will be on there by the end of the week. So make sure you go check out Haley'sWeeklyNews.com for all of your Haley show information plus more. And don't forget to sign up while you're there. Don't forget to sign up for Haley's Weekly Review. Comes to your inbox every Saturday morning with stories, what we did throughout the week, and Haley's Guess the Text. Now, Haley, this past Guess the Text was a little do I want to give away the answer? That's the question.
I don't know.
I don't. So what we're going to do, because I give away the answer in Haley's weekly review,
Yes.
right?
Right.
So we'll keep the answers on Haley's weekly review, and then we'll post another little short video of the guess the text that's the most current. Fair?
Fair.
Okay. So right now we'll send it to our new guess the text. All right, so there's your guess the text. Make sure to leave a comment below if you know the answer or think you know the answer. We'll try to respond to you. And as we alluded to earlier, we provide just like the crossword puzzle, we provide the answer in every Haley's weekly review. So make sure you're following along. Sign up. A lot of good stuff in Haley's weekly review. Okay, so Haley, as we talk about adulthood and as we try to paint a picture of what adulthood looks like for you, and if you missed out, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, last week's episode was a great example of two different perspectives. So Haley and I discussed like your struggle with being at the adult table at family gatherings and friend gatherings and all those things.
Yes.
And then being at the kids table. Now you most often you choose to be with the kids.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
But as your brother and as you know, with Ella and Weston being there, I can't just assume that you want to be with the kids because most of the time you choose that. There are some times where you'd rather be with the adults, and that's fair, right?
Right.
So that's something that you and I both have to work on.
Yes.
Because it's not fair to you that I just expect that you're going to hang out with Ella and Weston. And fortunately, they're at the age now where they can do most things on their own.
Yes.
So I think that was a really important conversation to have because too often we can just ask you or expect you to be at the kid table, and we need to give you the option, right?
Right.
So we're always learning. And then we followed that up with an interview with Micah, and he talks about his experience at United Supermarkets on 45th and Bell, and how he lives on his own now at his apartment, completely independent, right?
Right.
So two different perspectives. That's what we're trying to give you. We're trying to give you multiple stories of people who are now in adulthood and what it looks like, because it looks like it looks different for everyone. Haley uses one thing they share in common is Haley and Micah, neither of them drive for various reasons, right?
Right.
So it takes multiple people to be able to get you to a job.
Yes.
And you, where it differs, you have people like me, mom and dad, Monica, and friends at the church, especially, who can give you a ride to work when you need one. Right.
Right.
Micah also has that. Plus, he uses Uber to get back and forth. Right.
He use Tommy and Jacob too sometimes.
Yeah, he has a lot of people to help him out and get him places. But when he wants to get to work and back, he'll Uber it, which is cool. So we talk about that. We talk about what he looks forward to, why he loves his job so much, and so it's a great interview. I encourage you to go check it out after you watch this episode here. And in fact, there will be little tabs that you can click on throughout the show that will take you to the interview with Micah. All right.
Okay.
So this week, one thing I wanted, multiple things I wanted to talk to you about and ask you from your perspective, right? Because two major things, and you are relatively independent,
Yes.
right?
Right.
You can't necessarily stay on your own overnight
No.
or multiple nights, and you shouldn't stay. You can't really stay over one night
No.
because of your epilepsy and other things,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But you can stay at home by yourself for multiple hours at a time.
Yes.
And we've talked about that on this show. But we have a lot of new listeners, okay?
Okay.
So I wanted to circle back around to a conversation that we had last fall about things that you do to keep you safe, right?
Right.
Because you like to be out, you like to go places, and you also like to be at home alone for a few hours when mom and dad have something going on, right?
Yes. Right.
So, H, what are give me your three things that you do to keep you safe?
Like at home. Like at home, I lock the door and I don't answer it for anybody except for family or close friends that checks on me. Okay. Okay. Like I only like enter the door if it I only answer the door unless if it's like you guys or friends or a neighbor checking on me.
Okay, so one of the things you do is you lock the door,
Yes.
you don't answer.
No.
And that's important too because your garage door has a code.
Yes.
And if anybody's coming to check on you, they'll know the garage code.
Yeah.
So nobody that you know is going to ring the doorbell.
No. No.
And that's probably a really good rule for you because you're a big time rule follower.
Yeah.
And so if you can't answer the door,
Once in a while, like when it's like pretty and I go get the mail, sometimes there's a package up front and I go get that when I go get the regular mail. When I go get the regular mail, I
yeah,
see by the front door if there's a package or something.
yeah.
And then number two.
Wait, I have follow up questions.
Okay.
So that's one. So one of the things that like can drive me crazy with you is your rule following and your structure, right?
Right.
Now I'm a rule follower to a point, and I like structure to a point. You are 100% more structured than I am. So when one thing outside of your schedule or your routine goes off, it messes with you.
Yeah.
But it also really helps you stay safe because mom and dad tell you what not to do and you follow those rules no matter what.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So lock the door, don't answer it for anybody. If you have a friend coming to check on you, they know how to check on you in a way that lets you know it's them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they'll send me a text or something
Sure.
like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Number two.
Number two.
Buck when you're like out and above, buckle your seatbelt. And because if somebody accidentally hits your car, you'll be lucky more be alive. And if you don't wear your seatbelt, you'll be lucky to be.
Oh, but I like my freedom, HE.
I know you like your
I
freedom.
like being loosey goosey in the driver's seat, no seatbelts.
Uh,
Because if you have a seatbelt, you can't reach around to whack your kids if they're misbehaving.
yeah, but you still need to be safe though.
Doesn't really help you out if you get in a wreck, does it?
No,
No.
it
Okay.
really doesn't.
So make sure everybody puts on their seatbelt.
Yes.
Cars nowadays, cars nowadays don't really um let you forget about your seatbelt. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Because they just ding you the entire time.
yeah, it'll be
And used to, it would beep for a little bit, and there were ways that you could get around it, like clicking your seatbelt button, or it would just go off one time, and then you just outlast that one time, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Now it's not that way. It just keeps going. All right. So stay safe. Buckle up.
Yes. Number 3.
Number 3.
Like when I get a new Facebook friend, just to keep me safe, I let mom or dad look at it, or you or Monka look at it, just to stay safe.
This is really important because almost everyone has some type of social media account, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. And most often for y'all, it's Facebook, right?
Right.
And Facebook is a great way for you to stay connected because you love to stay connected with old friends.
Yes.
Check in, wish them happy birthday, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it also opens you up for people who are trying to take advantage,
Yes.
right?
Yes. That's why when I get a new friend, that's why mom or dad or one of you guys looks at it.
Yeah. And it's not even us.
No.
We tell you to go check with mom or dad.
Yeah.
Because your one rule is you do not accept any friend
Yes.
request unless
Mom.
you, mom, or dad know who they are.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one for all of us because scammers now are getting really sophisticated, and it's become even harder when they hack someone else's account. Like that happened to me earlier this year. Nanny sent me a message that was very believable and something that she would send me on Facebook. Well, it turns out that her account got hacked. And when I clicked on the link, it hacked my account too. So then it sent that message to everyone on my friends list, which was an easy fix, but they could have done a lot of damage. So that's why it's really important, especially in today's age when you and I are doing a lot of things on social media and it's harder and harder to stay safe. But that's one great way. And you're only on Facebook, right?
Right.
Yeah. You limit it. Mom and dad limit it for you. And that's one great way to stay safe.
Like I don't have no Twitter, but once in a while on Facebook, some of the girls will post like who's like Snapchatting or stuff like that.
Yeah. But you're only
Yeah.
gonna stay on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. It just shows up.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. So 3 things to keep you safe. Number 1 was lock the door, don't
Yes.
answer it for anybody.
Yes.
Number 2 was
Seatbelt.
wear your seatbelt. Number 3 was
Be careful on your friends on your Facebook. Check your Facebook.
have very strict rules for social media,
Yes.
and especially Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. So those are things, right, that when I think about them, like those are things that me as a typical adult just naturally do, right? Um, but just like with everything, there it requires an extra step with you to make sure that mom and dad like sit down with you. These are the rules.
Yeah.
Do not break them. And it's because we want you to stay safe.
Yeah.
You good with that?
Yes.
Do you feel like that? Now, remember your definition of being independent, right? We
Right.
talked about that a couple weeks ago. Do you ever feel like mom and dad don't have very many rules,
No.
but do you ever feel that mom and dad sitting down to go over the rules with you or reminding you of the rules takes away from your independence?
Not really. Because usually I'm a really big rule follower, and usually when they do like me like like we go over it like maybe once or twice, and I know usually.
Okay. I was just curious.
I know.
From my perspective, it doesn't, but I could see like I don't necessarily like it when mom or dad ask me or, you know, give me rules to follow as an adult, right? Because I'm an adult.
Right.
But now being a parent, I understand it because you're always a parent, no matter how old your child is.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's good, H. I think that's good. And I think it's good that you are also good with it and don't feel like it's taking away from your independence at all.
No.
All right. So let's switch gears a little bit. So we've talked about how you can stay at the house for a small amount of time by
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And you look forward to it when you get it.
Yeah. Once in a while. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so you mainly have to, depending on when mom and dad are out of the house,
Yes.
sometimes you have to make yourself a meal.
Yes.
You also typically make your own lunch for the next day, right?
Right.
So, what are 3 meals that you make for yourself? One, what's the first one?
Like sometimes I make a sandwich, like bread, get like the bread, meat, and cheese out, and all that stuff. Second is leftovers, like warm it up, like whatever it is. I'm not for sure.
Okay, so slow down just a little bit. Okay, so first is a sandwich.
Yes.
What'd you say you needed for that to make that?
Bread, lunch meat, and cheese.
Do you put anything on the
Yes,
bread?
mayonnaise or mustard.
Okay, and what do you use to spread those?
A knife?
There you go. Do you use a really sharp knife?
No.
No, you use the dullest knife
Yeah.
in the kitchen, right?
Yes. Right.
Okay. What do you eat with your sandwich?
Chips.
Nice. All right.
Sorry, I don't mean go so fast.
You're good. All right. Number 2.
It's leftovers. Leftovers.
Okay.
It kind of depends what that leftover is for that week or for that night before. I just get it like it out, like warm it up, like if it needs to be warmed up. And I get that out on fork and a plate and
So what you're saying is if you liked what was made the night before, you'll eat it as leftovers. But if you don't,
I'll still eat it because I don't want it to go to waste.
you'll still eat it. Okay. Fair enough. So that's another easy way too, right? Because that's everything's already cooked.
Yeah.
You put it on a plate, put it in the microwave,
And warm it up
warm
for
it up.
how many minutes? I'm not for sure.
Okay.
And number 3,
Do mom or dad like ever tell you before they leave or while you're fixing your lunch for the next day? Do they ever tell you how long to heat it up?
not usually.
You just kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you ever overheat it?
I don't think so.
Is it ever still cold when you eat it?
Sometimes. And sometimes it'll take me like 2 minutes. It kind of depends what it is.
So you're saying you're pretty good at running the microwave.
Yes.
All right.
And number 3 is salad. Like I love.
Ugh.
Sorry. Like I get the lettuce out, cheese, tomatoes, whatever, the ranch, whatever, forks, plates, whatever I need for that salad.
You're a big salad fan. Always have been.
Mm-hmm.
You would spend more time at the salad bar than the buffet growing up.
Yes.
Always been a big tomato fan. So that's a good, healthy option for you
Mm-hmm.
because you like salad.
Yeah.
That's good. You have salad a lot. How many days a week do you think you eat a salad for lunch or supper?
Lunch, it kind of just depends. But on supper, mom tries to do like maybe one salad a week or something like that. Kind of just depends what the meal is.
Why are you so quiet?
I'm not.
It's like like we're in church or something and you're trying to whisper.
I'm not whispering.
Like, be confident.
I am.
You went over this. You're good. Like, talk normal.
That's what I'm doing. Like I do like what was I saying?
Salad.
Like I get like the lettuce and all that stuff out, like lettuce, ranch, plate.
Do you go plate or bowl?
It kind of depends how big my salad is.
If it's bigger, you go bowl,
Yeah.
or if it's bigger, you go plate.
Uh, if it's like a little smaller salad, then I'll go plate. But like if it's like a bigger one, I usually do like a bowl or something. Kind of just depends.
Okay, and I think you mentioned this, but what do you need? You need a plate or a bowl,
Yes.
depending on the size. And then do you ever need
Fork?
just a fork? Do you ever
Yeah.
need a knife for your salad?
Not usually.
Not usually. Okay.
And then ranch, cheese, tomatoes, lettuce.
Do you like anything other than ranch?
Like once in a
Like
while.
dressing?
Like once in a while, like I do honey mustard or something like that. But
But
not
but
usually.
mainly ranch.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You don't like to explore with food much, do you?
Not really.
You could eat
Like
the
I
same four things.
like I try new stuff.
You do try, but if you have your option, my favorite story of you stepping out of your comfort zone was like 10 years ago when we still had the Haley Project golf tournament. And it was one of the years too where we had the volleyball versus football volleyball game.
Yeah, that was really
That was
fun.
really fun. And then we'd always have uh we'd have the athletes from WT come out and we'd cook out, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So uh on a Haley Project golf tournament weekend, you would have burgers like 5 out of the 6 meals over the weekend, right?
Right.
Or however many. So we're coming on. It's now Sunday. We've had burgers Friday night, Saturday for lunch, and Saturday night for supper. And Sunday after church, we go to Beef O'Brady's. And the rest of us are like, man, we cannot have another burger. I need something else. HE says the same thing. Oh, I don't know that I could get a burger. And do you remember what you ordered? Because you always order this at Beef O'Brady's.
Cheeseburger wrap.
The cheeseburger wrap. So the only thing that was different was that it was a tortilla instead of a bun. Yeah, Haley doesn't explore much, but that's okay. There's a bunch of people like that. Joe. Joe only eats like four things.
Yeah, I think Joe's more of a pickier than I am.
Yes.
Like way.
Yeah.
Like I'll try new stuff. I mean, I'm a picky eater, but I'll try new stuff.
Yeah, mom makes you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, absolutely.
And usually I like it.
So yeah, it's okay for you. Like I think your weekly lunch menu works out for you because you're okay with eating the same things over and over. Right?
Right.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, that's good, H. I think that's very helpful. I think it's very helpful because independence, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, is all about like different levels, right?
Right.
Like Tommy, Jacob, Micah, they have different levels of independence because they're able to do a few more things, right? And they don't have some of the uh, same diagnoses that you have, right? Like they
Right.
don't have epilepsy, they don't have other
No.
things, right?
Right.
So they can stay at home by themselves. They can live on their own.
Yes.
Plus, Tommy and Jacob can drive. But there are still things that you can do around the house that helps you be independent. And well, two of those things are be safe, follow the rules, and make meals for yourself.
Yes.
Do you still do the Easy Mac deal?
Not usually. I try not to.
Kind of got burnt out on that.
Unless we're like in a rush or something, but I try. I mean, I try to eat much mom's leftovers as much as I can so they won't go to waste.
Didn't you try to make Easy Mac without the water once
I think so.
and it caught fire or smoke?
I don't remember.
For some reason I thought it was you that didn't put water in it.
I don't remember.
We'll go with it.
It was either you or me.
It wasn't me.
I don't remember.
Convenient. Well, that's very helpful, H.E. I'm glad you came up with those things. I think it's very important. Very important. So switching gears just a little bit, because you have been so helpful today. You, a couple of weeks ago, well, our very first guest, the text, you got my favorite season wrong, which made me ask the question, did you just type in the wrong season, or do you really not know me that well? After 33 years of siblinghood,
I accidentally.
multiple nights spent at my house, not to mention the first 18 years of living in the same house together,
I meant to put.
taking you all those places,
That was a typo.
listening to you tell me that if I'm in charge of you, that just means I have to get you everywhere you need to be. Remember that one?
A little.
So I want to play a game with you. Let's see how well you know your brother. I'm going to ask you 6 questions. Okay?
Okay.
And let's see if you know the answer. Number 1. What's my favorite color?
Red.
Now I made the mistake of giving this answer away a couple weeks ago, and you remember it because you used to think it was blue. Nope, red.
Red.
All right, so you're 1 for 1. What is my favorite food?
I got stuck on that one, so I put fajitas. Because sometimes when you go to Warhays, sometimes you get.
Yes, but the reason I get fajitas at Jorge's is because it comes with 3 ribs.
Yeah, I just got stuck on that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's top 15. The number 1 favorite food for me is buffet.
Ah.
Or a combination plate. I'm not a huge fan of just getting one thing. So, all right, you're 1 for 2. 50%. Not bad. Unless you're shooting free throws, and that's not great.
I'm not shooting 3 throws.
Okay. Question number 3. What is my favorite kind of music?
Rock. Classic rock.
Very good. I'm a huge rock fan. Mainly from the mid 90s going back to the 60s.
And Dad said you have to sing. You don't have to. You don't have to. Dad just told me.
Our audience is not. If we get to 1,000, okay, I'll tell you this. So, luckily, I did a lot of these things before cell phone cameras were decent, but I do a great rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody, and not because I'm a great singer, but because I'm very entertaining when I do it. And in fact, I've won a few karaoke contests for being the best worst singer, but people love it. I get people into it. It's completely out of my character. Nobody expects it. And so if we get 1,000 subscribers to this channel, I will do a Bohemian Rhapsody for everyone.
Okay.
Deal?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're 2 for 3. 66%. Good job. Okay. Number 4. What is my favorite sport?
Football or golf.
Good job. Okay. I was wondering which way you would go. Yeah, and those are pretty obvious.
I mean, I could say it backwards, but it'll still be right.
Yeah, it's a tie for football and golf. It's a tie. I'm equally invested in both.
Cool.
Yeah. Um, in fact, I save up all of my TV time for the major golf tournaments and for football season. You know what really helped me not watch as much TV?
What?
COVID. When we were all shut down, during the early parts of the pandemic, I just got over it. And with everybody, Monica and I were fortunate enough that both of our jobs went online. We were teaching at the time. And so we teach online and then, we'd go outside and do different things. Um, so yeah, I cut my TV time way down during COVID. And it's been great. It's been great. So I save it all up for sports, mainly football and golf. So good job. Okay, so you are the only one you've missed is my favorite food. All right. So you are 3 for 4, 75%. Number 5. What is my favorite board game?
Dad told me to tell you this. You don't have a favorite board game.
It's not true.
I don't know.
My favorite board game is Jokers and Marbles.
Eh. I think Dad just told me that to be funny.
Well, joke's on him. No, I love Jokers and Marbles because it's a team game. 8 of us can play it at one time. And there's a lot of little things that you can be doing, right?
Right.
So it's awesome. All right, so you've missed 2. You're 3 for 5. That's still pretty decent. All right. So number 6. This is tricky because I'm not even sure what my favorite movie is.
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre. I'll give you that one because I can quote just about the entire movie. And I've seen it a ton of times.
I was either going to say that or Remember the Titans.
Yeah, Remember the Titans is great. I'm not a huge movie guy, so
Yeah.
I watch the same movies over and over again.
Yeah,
If I like it, I watch it. I would say outside of Nacho Libre, my favorite movie is The Greatest Game Ever Played. It's a golf movie.
That's what the. I knew something to do with some kind of sport, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I'm usually watching it for some reason on Disney Plus, so you probably see it a lot.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, so went 3 for 6. But I'm impressed, HG. I'm impressed. That's pretty good.
Which ones did I miss?
You missed favorite food, favorite board game, and favorite. No, you just missed 2. You went 4 for 6. 4 for 6. Because you missed favorite food and favorite board game. All the others you got right. You feel pretty good about that?
I felt pretty good.
I think you should. I think you should. Yeah. Well done.
Thanks.
Got anything else?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. Got anything big coming out?
Mm,
Coming to stay with us?
yeah, stay with y'all guys. And maybe when Nanny gets home, I'll spend the week with her. And then camp in June. But other than that, I don't think so.
Johnny and friends?
Yeah.
And that's like the last week of June?
Either the first week or last week of June, I'm not for sure.
Cool. Well, we're gearing up for summer. That's for sure.
But other than that, I don't think we have nothing.
Well, good. All right. Feel good about your list that you gave us, your 3 things to keep you safe and 3 meals you make for yourself?
Yes.
I feel good about it too. Just as a reminder, go check us out at haleysweeklynews.com. Subscribe to Haley's Weekly Review. If you want to follow us on social media accounts, we have a Facebook, Haley's Weekly News, on Facebook. And then on Instagram, I'll share that handle plus our TikTok account where we make some funny videos on TikTok.
Thank you for coming back to Haley's Weekly News. Please love, like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see y'all guys next week.